Well, welcome to the Grit Podcast, episode number 11. I'm here live with David Ligatich. Let's do this. Boom. Welcome to the Grit Podcast.
Welcome to the Grit Podcast, the podcast that motivates and encourages you to become the real man you're destined to be. Broadcasting live in the rugged Northwest, just east of the trailblazing city of Portland. So let's get locked and loaded, because it's time to get gritty with it. Here's your host and lead grit man, Jamie Worley.
Welcome, everybody, to the Grit Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Worley, and today I'm here with a wonderful guy named David Ligatich. And one of the things we're going to talk about today, we've got to get this out of the way because we call him Biscuit. We call him Biscuit, but David, you don't really like that name, do you?
I don't think it represents me.
Well, you do own a cafe called Biscuits Café. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
You know, it does, but my wife is the cafe side. I am the business side.
Oh, so she's the biscuit.
She is a biscuit.
Okay. All right, so all the guys have started kind of calling you Biscuit on Sunday nights. Now, you got some ideas maybe about what your nickname should be, because you were texting me, I think, what was it, yesterday, and you said, hey, I'm not so sure about this name Biscuit. What can we look at? Can I come up with my own nickname? And I was like, well, here's the deal. You can't really come up with your own nickname. I think there's got to be some consortium of agreement amongst everyone that says this matches you. And so I'm not really sure that you can come up with your own nickname on your own. However, in the show notes below, if you're on Spotify, go ahead and scroll down. We are going to put a poll. You get to pick David's nickname. Now, David gets to pick it. Now, you don't get sole control over David Ligatich, okay? This guy's important in our community. You can't just control him, okay? Like you try to control me with all your emails. Stop sending me emails. If you have a complaint, don't talk to me about it. Talk to your mother-in-law or something about it, but stop emailing me your complaints. I don't read them. I don't care. Here's the thing, though. We're going to come up with a nickname for David, and you get a say in it. So down below, there's a poll question. Make sure you put in what you think David's nickname should be. Now, here's kind of the caveat. You need to wait till you've listened to this whole podcast about David before you put your answer in. So make sure you listen to this thing in full, and then come up, when you think of David Ligatich. That's not a gun, by the way. When you think of David Ligatich, I think of blank. Come up with his nickname. I think that's the best way to do it, don't you?
Do I have to read all of them?
Well, the public is going to be voting for you here pretty soon.
They are.
They are. Yeah. We'll get to that in just a minute. But I don't see why we don't just go straight American and have people vote on your nickname. What do you think about that?
I think that's actually a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you committed to owning, upon your agreement, whatever nicknames or nickname that they come up with?
As long as it represents me well.
Because I know a lot of people I'm going to have voting on this, and I may or may not have some influence on what they say. Yeah. Okay, so we'll see. So moving on, here's the deal. So you own one or two businesses, right? Tell me about your business. Biscuits Café, right?
Biscuits Café. We own, there's 23 total throughout Washington, Oregon, and Arizona. We own 6 of them. So It is a franchise.
Yeah. How did that start?
You know, my wife's been in the restaurant business since she was like 16.
Oh, okay.
So a very long time. Mm-hmm. You know, she was part mother, part-time, full mother, part-time, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, there was a lot of stuff that led up to it. We went up to Alaska for a while. When we came back, she decided to get a part-time job, and she got a part-time job at Biscuits Café in Gresham.
So so she started working at Biscuits Café in Gresham. This is before you owned it.
Oh, yeah.
She started there.
She was a part-time server.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The owner came in, actually the founder of the company, and just took a liking to her. Just really did. You know, I never saw my wife, and I hate to say this, I never saw her as a leader or a manager. Mm-hmm. I saw her as somebody who worked part-time and took care of the kids, and you know, we love each other and had a great time together, right? Or have a great time together. So she came home one day and said, hey, he wants to promote me to the lead of the restaurant. Mm-hmm. She goes, what do you think? And I said, well, I think it's a good idea. I said, and she goes, well, you've been in leadership and management for 26 years.
Yeah.
If I was to bounce stuff off of you. And I was like, absolutely. Yeah.
So wait a second. Sorry to interrupt you. What were you doing at this time that she was offered this position? What were you doing?
At that point in time, I was working for Pacific Dental Services.
Okay.
So we would open offices. We would get the leadership in there, train up the staff, and then, all the front end stuff, which I loved. It was out of all the jobs I've had, that's probably the best. And like I say, jobs.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. But no, I think she lasted about 6 months as the lead. And then he wanted to have her do district trainer. So she would go around to all the restaurants at the time.
That's a step up.
Yeah, that was a big step up.
Yeah, district, yeah.
Yeah, and 11 restaurants at that time. She actually opened quite a few with him. Then she became the district manager.
Yeah.
And, I was having some health problems at the time. We can get into that at a different time.
Okay.
And I kept passing out at work, and she would have to leave work and come pick me up. Now, mind you, this gentleman who owns Biscuits Café is very, very religious Christian. Mm-hmm. I look up to him very well, and never met him before. And he wanted to have a meeting with my wife and I at a coffee shop. And I thought it was strange. And when we met up at the coffee shop, we talked, had those conversations, and he said, I'm at a crossroads right now. I think I'm going to kind of hand a lot of this business over to my grandson, and therefore your position's going away, is what he said to my wife.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. He says, but I got two options for you. He's talking to my wife. He says, I can put you back as a part-time server, or I can make you an owner.
Wow.
And I had the same expression you have on your face right now. I was like, whoa. And I had a lot of thinking to do because I did not have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Right. And my wife's like, I want to be a part-time server. And I'm like, I want to be an owner. And she looked at me and he looked at me and I said, no. We want to take advantage of this.
So because you're wired as a leader and she was more intimidated, maybe, is that the right word? By that kind of level of, it's not district, it's owner. That's a whole nother ballgame.
You are responsible for employees. You're responsible for rent. And not only that, but it costs money to buy a Biscuits Cafe.
Right.
He
wasn't just going to hand it over.
No.
Yeah.
He's a businessman.
Sure.
It makes sense. But we made it work.
Yeah.
We made it work. We were in that Biscuits for just a few months.
So when that was offered, did you and your wife decide to kind of be joint owners by role, not maybe by title, because he's offering that to her, right? But you were there to assist her in the administrative front end, back end stuff.
The perception I got from him was we had to do it together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was like I had to quit my job.
Yeah.
He knew my background because I had actually applied for a district manager position.
Oh, he did?
Had open,
Okay.
and he had read that application, never responded to it. But I think in his mind, he was like, okay, I want to go this direction, right?
Yeah.
So
it was a good move on his part.
It was.
You guys are a perfect fit.
We are. She knows the restaurant business. She knows customers. She knows food. She knows all that. I don't. Yeah. I know business.
You're like the guy on Shark Tank. Or not Shark Tank, but what do you call it? Undercover Boss. When they go, you ever seen that show? And they go and they spend time in their own company, the company they own, and they don't even know what's happening at the counter. They have no idea. They're like, what goes on a sandwich? It's your sandwich, and they don't even know.
Yep.
They have no clue. Are you that guy?
No. I'm the guy who quit.
You're the clueless guy.
I am the guy who quit a very successful job to wash dishes for 5 years.
There you go.
Wash dishes, cook. I learned every aspect of that business. And just recently, because we've grown, our company, my wife and I's, has grown so large that I actually take on all of the back end stuff. So yes, at this point in time, I do visit the restaurants. I love talking to the customers. I love talking to the employees.
I have seen you in your own restaurant. I've seen you wipe a table in your own restaurant. You are just, you're hands-on.
Oh, yeah.
Your hands on. I saw a guy in Grants Pass. There's it's a pizza place called Wild something. I can't remember it. I'll put a link in the bottom here in the show notes for it. Number one, it was the best medium draft beer I've ever had in my life, best ever. And they brew their own. But the owner was sitting there, and he was wiping He was wiping tables. He was bussing tables. This guy was the owner. I thought, that's an owner. You know what I mean? Every time I've seen you in your own Biscuits Café, you're talking to customers, you're talking to servers, and they all seem to love you.
You know,
Most people don't love their boss.
I would hope so. I love every one of my employees.
Yeah.
And I can say that from a HR perspective. I love every one of my employees.
Yeah.
When I walk into a restaurant, first thing I do is I grab a pitcher of water, a pitcher of coffee. I walk to every table, refill water, refill coffee, chat with customers. It gives me an idea of what's going on in that restaurant before I talk to those employees. And I'm able to go to that manager and say, man, I just hit everybody in here. Everybody's happy. Everybody's loving it. You guys are doing a great job. Or I can go to the manager and say, hey, dude, I kind of hit a couple tables over here. They need some loving. They really do. Now, that's the difference between a dictator and a leader.
Yeah.
I used to be a dictator.
Yeah.
I'm a leader.
Yeah.
And that took a lot to change. But I've noticed since becoming a leader, which, by the way, I have been for many years.
Yeah.
People respect you more.
Yeah.
People love you more.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, there's a difference between fearing someone and respecting someone. Mm-hmm. And dictators are feared. They're not respected.
Correct.
If there's a level of respect, it's born out of fear. And I think we've all been in that spot. Anybody who's ever been in leadership has tested the waters of controlling others. Yep. And the feeling of power on the inside that you can move the pieces around and there's not a thing they can do or say about it. There is a kind of a high when you're able to control people that way, or whether it's through a business or whatever leadership position it's in. What was it in your mind that clicked between being a dictator and being a leader? What happened inside of you that made that shift? Because most people don't just become good leaders right off the bat. There's a lot of failure involved. You hurt other people, you hurt yourself, you hurt your ventures. What was it inside of you? Was there one specific thing, and I have no idea what it might have been. Maybe there wasn't one specific thing, but was there one specific thing that flicked the switch inside of your brain that said, this is not how I need to be. This is dictatorship. I need to be a true leader. And where did you learn how to be a leader? I know those are loaded questions.
No, you're fine. And I don't think there's any specific time. Mm-hmm. You know, I was in store management for Safeway, store management for Best Buy for a very long time. That's where I developed my business acumen, right?
Yeah.
But I was also staccato. I was a taskmaster. I would take on a lot of the work myself. I would stress out. I would work extra hours. And along the way, you have a lot of coaches, you know, who are like, hey, you know, you should look at this, look at that. You know, you're doing everything yourself. Your people don't respect you. You know, you're going up there going, hey, I need that done and that and that and that and that, right?
Well, you're an alpha male.
I am.
I view you as an alpha male.
I am. I appreciate
Not an abusive one. I view you as an alpha male. I don't think that was something that was developed in you. Now, I've only known you a short time, but I'm a pretty good judge of who I'm looking at. And we've shared a gaze like this a number of times. Mm-hmm. The eyes truly are a window to the soul.
It's respect.
Yeah. Or, you know, it's a problem. You and we don't have a problem.
No,
I don't want a problem with you, David Ligatich. You do not want a problem with David Ligatich. He's a gentle man, but make no mistake, the man has no fear. And we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, please carry on.
So, you know, it went in part in a decision that I made when we moved back from Alaska to Oregon. I took on that stress. I became very negative. I became to people around me when I was driving, to my family. That's what hurt the most. And we made the decision to move back, and I literally had a discussion with my wife, and I said, when we move back, I want to change me. I said, I'm tired of being stressed out. I'm tired of being angry. I'm tired of pissing people off.
Yeah.
I want to be open. I want to learn about people. I want to talk to people. I want to create conversation with people. Yeah. And how does that involve leadership, right? What I found is you're always looking to hire great people. Well, great people, let them do their job. Okay?
But David, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, right?
Nope. No, you need to surround yourself with good people.
Yeah,
You really do.
that's right.
Surround yourself with good people. And that being open and talking to people opened doors for me and my family that were never there. And it actually allowed me to surround myself with great people because they respected me and I respected them.
Yeah.
With my restaurants and our employees, I let them do their thing. Now, that's not to say that they do things right 100% of the time. I believe in two things. It's called in-the-moment coaching, which is in-the-moment coaching for positive or in-the-moment coaching for clarifying. If I see somebody doing something right, I usually go up and give them a high five and go, that is exactly what I'm looking for. That is a great job.
That's so missing in businesses today.
It is. And you know what? They go like this. They're like, oh my God, you know, I'm the owner, right?
Yeah. Well, it's foreign to them.
It is. And they're like, oh, David said this is awesome. And I teach my managers to do the same thing. Constructive criticism, though, let's say they're doing something wrong. I specifically grab them, I pull them off the floor, and I said, hey, I saw you do this. I'm very specific. This is exactly what I saw you do.
Yeah.
I want to let you know that we don't do it that way. We don't do it that way. Here's how you do it. I would really like you to start doing it this way.
So instead of just reprimanding somebody or giving a verbal warning that goes in their file, you actually explain what they did wrong and how they can do it right.
Correct. Yes. And we do verbals. We do corrective action.
Sure.
I
have to.
I don't like to call them a write-up. I like to call them corrective action because what you're trying to do is correct their action.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, see, that concept is even foreign to me because I've always known business owners to do it the way I just said. And verbiage matters. What you call something, even if it's corrective or a verbal warning, you know, it's how are those words perceived by the person you're dealing with, right? I love that you call it corrective action because it's not like a discipline.
No, it's not. And I even tell them, and they even agree, when you get to that point. So the first one's a verbal, the second one's a written, then you have a final and a termination, right? And, you know, you can follow that anyway during the severity of what's going on.
Yeah.
But the first thing I always tell them is I'm going to go over this with you. But if you continue this, you're going to end up firing yourself.
Yeah.
And don't go down that road.
Yeah.
So here's specifically what you did wrong. Here's specifically what you need to do right.
Yeah.
And here's specifically what's going to happen next time you do it wrong.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Well, you know what? You've already, well, before we started recording, you birthed already another episode where we're going to talk about love and marriage and how we all fell in love. What did that look like? You just birthed another one. We're going to talk about hiring right and firing right. Have you ever had to fire somebody?
You know what? I have. I actually just had to fire someone the other day, and it was an immediate termination. And it was on a day off.
Yeah.
Where we had to get in a car, drive down, and just fire them.
So let's save the details for the
Absolutely.
episode because I want to hear from you and other business owners, and I'm a business owner too. I've had to fire people. But how do we do that? One last thing about firing before we move on. Man, we could go down this rabbit. We could go down 100 rabbit trails, me and you. And we will in the future. Make no mistake about it. He's coming back. But firing should never be a surprise to the person getting fired. Would you agree with that?
I agree, because most people fire themselves.
That's right.
Yep.
I agree. All right. Well, let's look at this. So what about your health scare? Now you are a successful business owner. You've got how many locations that you own?
We own 6.
You own 6. You and your wife own 6. It's successful. Everybody here in the local community knows it. They love Biscuits Café. They love you. They love your wife. Everybody involved. Your son Luke is amazing. You have an older son as well. He is amazing too. Your whole family is just amazing. So everything's going okay at this time, I'm guessing, and then you begin to have not like a cough, man. You had something really bad happening to you that could cost you your life. Dang near did cost you your life. Was that out of the blue? All of a sudden, this thing hit you? Tell us about that.
Okay, the first thing I want to say is if you are having heartburn, see a doctor. It doesn't matter how severe. Go see a doctor.
So don't just drink a bunch of Malox and
no, I was
eat
popping
your Tums.
I was popping everything.
Yeah,
you
I had a bottle of Malox by the bed. I'd chug it every night. About a third of it
to try and get you to sleep during the night. Yeah. you get busy, you have employees, you have businesses, you're building,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff. When you're building, everybody thinks you own a business and you're rich, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, you own a business and you're holding your paycheck to make sure all your employees get paid first.
Yeah. They're the rich ones.
You
They're the ones getting paid.
You do get successful after a time, and we're just starting to see that, which is nice.
Good.
Okay. I was having issues. I would wake up in the middle of the night. I didn't know it, but I wasn't breathing. But my wife would say, you stopped breathing.
Yeah.
What happened was that acid reflux would go up into my throat. It got to the point where you have a gag reflex, and it would shut my gag reflex, right?
Oh, wow.
But then that acid would sit inside your throat and burn. It would burn holes in your throat.
Yeah.
And I would cough, and I coughed so much that one day my stomach went up into my chest cavity.
What?
It's called a hiatal hernia. But mine was a little different because half of my stomach stayed down.
So you're half and half.
Half and half. And I was having a...
Not that should be one of the suggestions for a nickname. Let's move on. Half and half.
So wake up in the middle of the night, just gasping for air. It's like you would have that dream where you're trying to swim to the top of the water. You can see it, but you can't get there. And once you get there, you wake up and you're like... And then I would go in the bathroom and I'd spit up this pink stuff. And what it was mucus, blood, and particles of my throat.
Oh, my God.
So
what did you think? Like, what were you thinking when you're coughing that up? You're just thinking, it's just some reflux.
how can I hide this from my wife?
Oh, really? Yeah.
I didn't want to worry her.
Why hide it?
Because, we're running a business at this time. We're building. We're working so much, right?
Being successful.
Just trying to get successful. A lot of employees, kids, outside activities, all this stuff. And I just didn't think of myself. I was thinking of them. So it went on for years. Mm-hmm. Years.
Wow.
I gained weight because I couldn't eat right. I mean, I was at 268 pounds at one point.
You were?
I was. I got some cool pictures I can show you. One day I was interviewing a gal. By the way, my wife saw me spitting up blood, and she was very worried, and she kept telling me, go to the hospital. Go to the hospital. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to.
Wait, you were up to 268 pounds.
Yeah.
What are you right now? If I can ask.
I'm 178.
Wow.
And then
I can't even imagine.
After the first surgery, I got down to 142.
Wow.
Yeah, I was anemic.
Oh my gosh.
So interviewing a gal at the Biscuits in Gresham,
mm-hmm.
and I just start coughing uncontrollably.
Like a new employee you were interviewing?
Yeah, she was, just during the application process and all that. And I started coughing. I'm like, She says, you okay? I said, yeah, I'm fine. Let's, She goes, you're not okay. She goes, look down. I had blood everywhere. My first instinct was to run to the bathroom, wash it off, and go back to the interview.
Go back to work.
But the blood wouldn't stop.
Wow.
So I called my wife. I jumped in my car, drove over to Sunnyside, Kaiser.
Uh-huh.
I said, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to the hospital. And she's freaking out, right?
Sure.
Yeah. She's at a different location. And I get to the hospital, and, obviously you don't have to wait at that point in emergency. They see blood all over you, and they take you right back, right?
Yeah.
So I do a CT scan, I always forget the word of it, whatever they put on you to see if you have a baby.
Oh, ultrasound.
Ultrasound.
Yeah.
I was like, I must be the only dude that got an ultrasound. So
Boy or a girl? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
So I'm sitting in the room and, trying to figure out what's going on, right? Waiting for all these results. And this doctor comes in and he says, David Ligatich? I said, yeah. He says, birthday? I tell him. He says, I am Dr. So-and-so. We need to rush you into surgery. We're going to remove your stomach and about 50 feet of your intestines.
All of it? And about how many feet?
50 feet.
How many feet are there?
There's actually, there's a lot. There's a lot. But it was the majority of my small intestine.
That's a lot of square footage.
It is.
Not square foot. That's. I want to know how long it is.
We need to look that up.
Yeah. So 50, they're going to, 50, not 5, 50 feet of your innards.
Intestines. And I said, I want a second opinion. I'm going to go to Providence.
Yeah.
I said, are you sure you got the right guy? And this doctor had no bedside manner. He literally looked at the thing again like he was confused.
Yeah. They're usually the best doctors anyway, though.
He actually is the #1 doctor in Oregon for this surgery.
Is that right?
Yes. I actually called around after the surgery because he said, David Ligatich? I said, yeah. He goes, birthday? I go, yeah. And he goes, I have the right room. He says, you don't have time to get a second opinion. He says, you'll probably be dead tomorrow. Yeah. The bile goes all throughout your body and just starts eating your vital organs.
Is that like a sepsis thing?
It's actually acid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, your stomach has acid in it.
Very powerful acid.
Yeah, very powerful acid. So anyway, called my wife, but it was during COVID, so she couldn't come in the hospital.
Oh, good grief.
So she's freaking out.
Yeah.
Have my surgery, wake up. Dr. Tay's like, everything went well. You're going to be here for probably a week. We got to get you to learn how to, do all this stuff, right? You got to relearn how to eat. You got to relearn how to go to the bathroom. There's all sorts of stuff.
That's pretty humbling.
Yeah. It's different. I remember laying in that bed and I calling for the nurse. I was like, I got to go to the bathroom. She goes, you are. I said, what do you mean I am? And yeah. Anyway, well, that's another discussion for another day, right?
No, it's all right. That's heavy.
So the doctor says to me, well, you're going to need a few more surgeries. We probably added 6 months to you. You should probably go and get your affairs in order.
Wow.
Yeah. That's not what you want to hear.
No.
But here it is 3 years later. I'm still here.
Hold on. So this doctor says he's one of the best in Oregon. He did a great job on the surgery. Mm-hmm. He said you probably got 6 months, get your affairs in order. And you're how far beyond that?
3 years.
3 years since you had that surgery.
I've had 4 surgeries since then. So, yeah.
You're a walking miracle. You're not supposed to be here, allegedly.
Today, I'm not supposed to be here.
What are you doing here?
I'm fighting the good fight. I am making sure that my children and my wife are successful. And I don't mean in a monetary way, but successful for when I leave this earth, which I am totally fine with. But when I leave this earth, I can feel comfortable.
You, by all worldly standards, you are on borrowed time. Every day with every day with your wife, every day with both of your boys, every day with your business, every single day you are still around is a gift. You're not supposed to be here. But I am a firm believer in this. And I don't want to get, a lot of our listeners aren't religious, but I'm going to say this anyway. If you weren't supposed to be here, you would not be here. There is a purpose that you're here.
I agree.
There really is. And I know that you agree.
It's been an amazing journey these last 3 years. It's probably some of the best time of my life.
All right, let me get this right. Everything's a success with your business. You're growing. You've got a great marriage. You have 2 wonderful boys that you brag about constantly. Your stomach has to be removed, as well as 50 feet of your intestines. You're given 6 months to live at best. You're 3+ years past all of that. And when that tragedy happens, that health scare, which would be terrifying to anybody, are you telling me that you're living your best life in the last 3 years?
You know who Tim McGraw is?
Oh, yeah.
Live like you were dying. Do it.
Is that what you're doing?
It makes you fearless. 100% fearless.
That's exactly what I wanted to talk about next. Because in spite of all of this stuff that's happened to you, most people I know would walk away from all of this and they would live every day afraid they're going to fall over dead. They would live every day afraid, so afraid that they would probably lay in their bed, get their government benefits, not really do anything with life, and just wait to die. That's the way I would say most people who get bad news like that, and they're outliving their time that they were supposedly given, they just lay down and float. I call it leaf in a river. They're just like a leaf in a river floating down to whatever, but you seem to take life in spite of the doctor's proclamation, despite everything that's happened to you. You've taken everything, good, the bad, the ugly, and every single day you're making something out of it. Now, you and I've said this earlier, have shared a gaze just like this one, because I know that you know a little bit about me, and this podcast is not about me, it's about you. But I will say this. One thing we share is that we are fearless, and that's not a macho thing. That comes from being crushed, not because you're strong or macho or you think you're better than everybody else. It comes from becoming nothing in the eyes of everyone else.
It does.
I've been nothing in the eyes of everyone else. And I look in your eyes and I see that you have been crushed so badly, like me, that there's nothing left to be afraid of. What on God's green earth can happen to you that you haven't already faced face to face?
No, I mean, we've been homeless for over a year in a campground with our kids. We have lost everything, all of our possessions. And you would think that you would give up, but I'm determined. I'm determined not to do that.
I see that.
I have a wife that I have loved since the day I met her. And I care for her, and I care for my 2 boys. And I care what happens to them once I leave this world.
I don't think I've ever been choked up on this podcast. Of course, I'm only about 10 or 11 episodes in. I'm sure it's going to happen again, but I feel such a kinship with you. We've gone through different things, same result.
Makes us better men.
It makes us better men.
Yep.
This country needs men like you. It needs men like me. Not that we're a better or above anyone else. That's, you know, and you know I don't mean it that way because you and I know each other a bit. Mm-hmm. This country needs strong men who will stand up for what's right, not just in government, in our own home, in our businesses, in our churches, wherever you go, in our society, in our communities, and especially in our schools. Our schools have gone to hell in a handbasket. I don't know what's going on, but our schools are just being ravaged. And I don't want to get too political with it about left and the right and all that stuff. I have friends on both sides of the aisle. And the friends I have on the right, I'm a registered independent, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm not a Bernie Sanders fan. It's because there's certain stereotypes that go along with being a Republican. Oh, you're one of those. Or you're a Democrat. Oh, you're a libtard. Oh, you're one of those. And there's all these name callings that go back and forth. It's so divisive right now. I just said, you know what? I'm a registered independent. I'll vote for whichever side I want to according to my personal morals and beliefs. And that's just kind of where I stand. But of all the fearlessness that you have acquired through suffering, you are about to enter a place that is far worse than your health scare. David Ligatich, ladies and gentlemen, he is going to enter
the public school system.
Love it.
Now, that's where you're going with this. Okay, so you've lived beyond your expectations according to the doctors. Why the public school system? Why are you doing this? You could be doing so many other things. Obviously, this is important. Why is this so important to you?
We're in a day and an age where you talk about liberals and conservatives.
Yeah.
Best friends cannot be a liberal and a conservative. The majority
not anymore
disagree, and then they're not friends anymore. Why cannot we just have a question or a decision or a conversation where we can agree to disagree and go fishing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why do we have to ghost on Facebook or, all this other stuff, right?
Right.
There's 3 things I don't talk about when I'm in my restaurants.
Yeah.
Sex, politics, and religion. There's 3 things I don't talk about when I know someone's going to disagree with me. Sex, politics, and religion.
Good policy.
My son, Luke, is a sophomore in the Gresham Barlow school system. Mm-hmm. He was at another school, and I'll keep everything kind of on the down low because I don't want to accuse anybody of anything.
Sure.
But there was a situation that came up, and he was divided. He come home, and he's just like, Dad, I got to tell you about this, right? And I was like, what? That actually happens in our schools? He says, yeah. I said, do me a favor. Take some pictures of stuff that you're not agreeing with. Take some video of stuff that you're not agreeing with. Bring that home. That's for me and you.
Yeah.
We can watch it. And if you're conflicted, I will sit there and say, here's the right and here's the wrong.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to stop this stuff that's happening 100%, right?
Right.
And it is a part of our social divide. It is a part of who we are and how we're evolving,
It's
right?
culture right now.
It's culture right now.
Well, not only that, but the fact that you are the one telling your kid and guiding your child to what's right and wrong is appropriate. For the school to do that, that's not appropriate. That's out of pocket.
No, that is a parental right.
Yeah.
And I would hope that the majority of parents have that interaction with their children.
Yeah.
I do know in this day and life with having 2 jobs and, things are expensive right now.
It's really
right?
tough.
It's tight.
Especially for single parents.
And a lot of these single parents or even parents that both have jobs or even 2 jobs apiece,
Yeah.
that kid is spending a lot of time at home by themselves.
Yeah.
I promised him that I would run for school board. I said, look, I have 2 options, Luke. I can go to the school board, get my 3 minutes of free time and yell and scream, and nothing will get accomplished.
Not a thing.
Or I know that change happens from the top down,
That's right.
and I can get on the school board. Now, what do you need to change, right? Am I going to go on there and just like CRT and this and that and blah, blah, blah? Mm-hmm. No, I'm the type of person. Like I got 2 kids that I love very much. I have one that is gay, okay? And I have to think to myself, what would Dylan say? How would Dylan feel, right?
Yeah.
If this situation come up, whatever situation was.
Yeah.
And then I have another son who's a quote unquote white male Christian, okay? And how would his beliefs go along with this, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be a common ground. I think that every child in the Gresham Barlow School District should have the best education possible. And we can set policies for that. If there are current policies that are not working, you can change those policies, right? I think that every child, no matter their race, their sexuality, what have you, deserves to come home every day with their head high, not down low. Mm-hmm. I also believe that the curriculum that we have should be available or readily available to the parents and the students online.
Yeah.
I actually went to Salem at the Capitol and I spoke on this. It's called Senate Bill 409. I hope
that passes.
I do too. And for 2 reasons. If I as a parent, if my child is failing at a subject,
Yeah.
I can go online, readily available, pull that curriculum, study that curriculum, and then sit side by side with them after dinner and say, hey, here's where your help is.
Yeah.
Right? On the other spectrum, if I go through the curriculum and I see something in there that's against our beliefs, I can opt them out.
Yeah.
Or I at least know ahead of time and I can have my conversation with my child and say, this is right and this is wrong based on our beliefs.
Yeah.
Right?
Could I ask you a question? And you don't have to answer it, but why would the school system? And I'm not painting it all with a bad paintbrush. This,
Sure.
This is a very broad brush I'm painting with. Why would the school system or persons inside the school system be opposed to parents knowing what's being taught in the first place?
So I'm the kind of guy that does research.
Sure.
I want to have an informed decision.
Yeah, you do your homework.
I do. And
Yeah.
there's kind of threefold, actually.
Okay.
One, the curriculum that the companies, by the way, this is a business, right? These people sell books to the schools. They develop the curriculum and all that.
Yeah, I never really thought of it that way.
It is. It's a business.
Huh.
It's copyrighted material. So
Okay.
do they want to put their copyrighted material? So right now, if you want to go, as a parent, if you want to go check out the curriculum, you have to make an appointment. You have to go, I believe, downtown. I could be wrong. You get 2 hours to search through all the curriculum for whatever you're looking for. And then your time's up and you go. Why not just put it online so you can click on it? Here's math, here's history, here's this, here's PE, here's that.
So it's kind of like Library of Congress. You can go in, look at the books, but you got to leave them there as our curriculum at that
Correct.
at that level.
Correct. So I also think there's an other side of it because I have heard things in person and even at Senate Bill 409 hearing that people think that we're going to erase their history, or we're going to, as parents, dig into this curriculum and then cause havoc and, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Any realistic parent of a child does not want to have harm to a school district.
Right.
They don't want that. They want a choice.
We want to be on the same side with the school district.
Yeah.
And I get some of their confusion or their dilemma because there's so many different morals and beliefs out there that are going to say, no, I don't want my kid in this. I don't want my kid in that. I can see where it's going to get messy, but freedom is messy.
It is.
Freedom can be messy, and it's not supposed to be clean cut, and it's hard, and it takes a lot of work. But, I want to know what my child's being taught. I think I have the right.
We have the right.
We have the right, don't we?
Yeah, it is. It's actual law. We have the right.
Yeah.
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 Let's just make it readily available.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I had an issue with my son. I got pissed off and I said, I'm going to go run for school board, right? But when you start looking at what a school board does, okay? School board does negotiating with the contracts for the teachers union.
Okay.
School board keeps a balanced budget and tries to keep everybody happy.
Okay.
School board sets curriculum or approves curriculum or standards, kind of that stuff.
Sure.
And a school board is in charge of the superintendent. They are in charge of hiring or firing or interviewing new superintendents.
So you're not really a politician. You're not a school board member is not really a politician. You're more of you're a manager, right? You're managing the health of the school system.
If you look at that, it's a business.
Okay.
That portion is a business.
Well, you have a little experience in that, don't you?
I got a little bit.
A little bit.
I got a little bit. My background is human resources, leadership, negotiating, budgeting, profitability. And you know what? That's an expertise that I want to bring to the school board so I can work with the other school board members, give my input, and hopefully help guide us in a direction where we can be better than we currently are. Not saying we're bad where we're at, but everybody wants to be better, right?
I hope so.
I hope so.
Because no school board, I don't care where it's at, is perfect. They all have their flaws. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they're all humans.
Correct.
It's just, I think you're going to be a great addition to the team because you don't seem to me to be the guy that wants to come in and wreck everything and create a brand new school board. It seems to me, well, what is your goal? When you get on the school board, like, why are you even doing this? Are you going in to try to fix all of the school board's terrible problems and be the savior of the school board? Like, what's your mindset going in on this?
Number one, I love Gresham.
Yeah.
I love Gresham.
It's a good town.
We have adopted charities like Snowcap and My Father's House and Pink Sistas. And, we make sure that as much of our money as possible is spent in Gresham. Yeah. I just love the community here. The community loves us. Yeah. And I want to give back. Yeah. And this is a way for me to give back. Two, I have skin in the game. I still have a boy in school. Yeah. I want to be able to say I did something.
So you're not just bored and like, hey, I should probably do something like this.
You don't get paid for this. This is volunteer time and time which I don't have.
Well, David, 2024 presidential election's coming up. Before you know it, any chance of this, David Ligatich, 2024 for United States president? Any chance of that happening?
No, this is David.
Not at all. Huh?
This is David Ligatich, 4 years on the school board and retire.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, that could change, but no, that's where I'm at. This I'm doing for the community, and this I'm doing for my son. And I was actually asked this question. What's your angle? What are you trying to do? By somebody very prominent. Yeah. I don't have an angle. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm trying to be a parent. Yeah. And student advocate. Yeah. This is probably what I'll wear on the school board. I'm not a suit and tie guy, right?
That's about right, folks. What you see is what you get with this guy. There's no hidden agenda with this guy. There's just not. And not only that, but if there was, he wouldn't be able to hide it very well. He holds everything on his sleeve.
I'm very honest.
If he's, I've never seen the man lie, but if he were, you'd know it. You would know it. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, but for you to run on the school board, like what What's your why? I know that you have kids in the game, and I appreciate that you're running because I have 2 kids in the Gresham Barlow School District.
Absolutely.
My son Jacob, he's at Deep Creek, Damascus. And then my daughter Jaden, she's 16. She's one of the captains of the dance team at Barlow High School.
Yeah.
I
Luke actually
have-
is same age, same grade. He knows her.
Yeah, they know each other. Yeah. So I have skin in the game too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I assure you that this guy's not on my podcast if I didn't think he was going to be helping my kids. And if he wasn't, then we'd be having a very different conversation right here. Make no mistake, because fearless is something we share. I got no problem giving somebody the what for right here on the air. I could care less. But here's the thing. Your why is so rich. You're not bored. You're not like, I mean, this guy that you're looking at right here, he was given 6 months to live. He's 3 years into this 6 months to live, and he's choosing to run for the school board. My dad always told me, and I've heard this even before my dad, that a dying man's last words are the most important words he will have ever uttered in his life. And I'm not saying
Absolutely
you're dying.
agree.
What I'm saying is you acknowledge that you are living on borrowed time. And this is how you're planning on spending your time. Not all of it, but a lot of your time is going to be spent that way. Tell me and tell everybody out there how valuable your contribution to this school board is going to be, considering that you could be doing so many other things. You could be riding the wave of your success daily, and you're choosing this. Why?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I love my family. I love this community. And I made a promise to my son that I will not break. Sorry. It's where I'm supposed to be right now. It really is.
I have no doubt about that.
I want to be the guy who sits up there when that parent comes and yells and screams.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go, hey, you and me, let's get together after this, because I want to be able to figure out where you're coming from, and as a school board member, what we can do to fix it. And I don't care if it's the guy coming in and yelling about CRT. I don't care if it's the gal coming in on the other end. Make me understand what's going on in your head. And then if it makes sense to me, I am going to be your advocate.
So you're not only offering dialogue. Well, first of all, they're screaming because they don't feel like they're being heard.
Absolutely.
Right? And
Absolutely.
you're going to be that listening ear. Is that what you're saying? Not only the listening ear, but you could, if they're on the right track, you could actually stand side by side with that parent as an advocate on their behalf with the rest of the school board members.
Absolutely. That's my goal.
I wish there were more of you, because more often than not, what I see, people yelling and screaming in school board meetings. I'm not saying the school board you're running for, Gresham Barlow. I'm saying you see these YouTube videos all over the place.
You do,
People
everywhere.
Yelling and screaming at the school board. And the only thing the school board seems to be ready to do is to get this person's time over with and move to something that they will actually take the time to listen to.
And that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
I value their input and their time more than their 3 minutes.
Every parent?
Every parent. Why not? I've got this balancing act that
You really do.
I do. And I feel for both.
Yeah. You're talking about your two sons.
My two sons. Yeah.
You have a perspective that most people don't have. Most people look out and they'll see the LGBTQ community, and then they'll look out and they'll see the conservative community, but they don't really have any loving attachment to more than one of them. Let's just put it that way. Mm-hmm. You have a unique perspective. I honestly don't think I know anybody else that has your perspective, because I know your values and I know what you believe. I know that you love both sons equally. Mm-hmm. And I know that you have, see, the thing that's different about you in my eyes is that you not only see the LGBTQ community and you not only see the conservative community, but you have a love and affection for people in both. That is something most people don't have. You have a son here and you have a son there. and you love them both equally and dearly with your life. And that love, in my opinion, is what gives you a great perspective that most people, if not all people on the school board, current school board, not that they're bad, but maybe they don't have that close of a love and affection for somebody on both sides. It's a very unique thing, I think.
Jesus.
Are you going to bring up that guy?
I am going to bring it up. Jesus says, follow me, right? He went over to Matthew and he said, Matthew, follow me. That's powerful.
It is powerful.
He didn't say, you're gay, don't follow me.
Hmm.
He said, everybody, follow me.
Yeah. Well, it's the most famous verse in all the Bible maybe is John 3:16. Is that right?
It is.
See it at football games. No matter what you believe, you can't deny it. Everybody's seen it up there.
For God so loved the world.
Some people in the world. Everybody but the gays. Is that what it says?
It says
Everybody but the adulterers, everybody but the murderers, everybody but and you can fill in the blanks. It says, for God so loved the world. If you believe in God, great, you're going to get this. If you don't, ignore it. But it says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whoever, not whoever minus somebody, is my understanding, David, do I have the theology or whatever you call it wrong?
Nope, you are 100% correct.
It's whoever, right? Whoever. Yeah.
You think about this, when he was on the cross, and I'm doing a lot of research in the Bible right now.
Okay.
But when he was on the cross, the gentleman next to him was a murderer or a thief.
Yeah, the thief on the cross.
Thief on the cross.
The other guy.
Maybe it was the thief on the cross.
Yeah, he was between two of them. One of them cursed him, and I think the other one...
The other one said, how do I get to heaven?
He said, remember me.
Remember, yeah.
He's basically calling him king, Lord, whatever.
And Jesus said, and don't, again, I'm researching all this, right?
Yeah.
This may be common knowledge to a lot of people out there. I've had a journey these last 3 years. And he said, love the Lord, give up your sins, and you will sit with me in heaven. Right? And I have a strong belief they're both up there. Here's a guy that sinned his entire life in the last few minutes of his breaths.
Yeah.
He went to heaven.
Well, Jesus told him. He said, today you will be with me in paradise. The guy never did a thing for God his whole life. But in his last dying breaths, man, that'll wreck your theology if you got bad theology. Like, if you're not going to heaven because you're not baptized. Like, stop it. Stop it. Thief wasn't baptized. Thief on the cross wasn't baptized.
Correct.
He didn't go through, a mass, or he did literally not one act he did for God, and he's in paradise.
Forgiveness for his sins.
It doesn't seem fair. But you know what? God's not fair.
No.
Is my understanding. But let me ask you this. Here's kind of my last question.
Yeah.
Before we end this, and you're coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd love to come
you're
back.
coming. He'll be back, folks. Yeah, he'll be like, I'll be back. Yeah. Oh, let's get that voice on.
I'll be back.
Love it.
I know, right? That's pretty cool. Here's the deal. How can people support you? I'm going to put your graphic up right now. Let us know, all the listeners out there. Number one, is it just people in this district that live here that can support you? Can anybody give to your campaign? Like, tell anybody out there how they can support you, whether financially, whether at the ballot box, when's the voting. Fill us in.
So I am running for Gresham Barlow School District position 7. And 7 is an open seat. So when you get your voters pamphlet at the end of April, everybody will be able to vote for me. And I don't know if much people know this. If you're in a certain seat, only the people that live in that border gets a voter pamphlet with that person in it.
Oh, interesting.
I am in the entire Gresham Barlow.
You're in everybody's hands.
I'm in everybody's hands right now.
Wow. Okay.
As far as support, davidligatichforschools.com is my website. Mm-hmm. I also have a Facebook page. It's Ligatich for GBSD or Gresham Barlow School District. If you can like that Facebook page, share what you feel you can share. I mean, you make up your mind whether you want to share or not, but it's about name recognition right now. I do have a pretty big name in the business community.
Yeah, everybody here knows you.
In the business community, yeah, I like to help out a lot. but there's a lot of people out there that vote that probably don't know my name.
Yeah.
If you want to donate and, we can get more signs and get more stuff out there, you can definitely do that through the Facebook page or the website.
Okay.
$5, $25, $50, $100, $250, whatever you can afford.
100,000 would be good.
100. Actually, you know what? I'll be honest with you. That's too much.
Is that too much?
That's too much. But it's been a very successful campaign so far.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I just want to thank this business community and community for everyone that has stepped up. I am not good at asking for things. I'm a giver.
Yeah.
I'm not a taker.
You are a giver. Yeah. Yeah, you are.
And it's very hard for me to ask for things because I usually just try and get it done myself or, get people to help me do it. But this business community and this community in general has just been absolutely open arms and unbelievable. And I thank every single one of everybody. Yeah. I just thank all of them.
Well, as a parent myself with kids in the school district where you're running for, I thank you for coming in and just being willing to do this. Despite everything you've been through, despite what the doctors have said, how much you've got to live, I don't believe a word of it anyway. I really value the fact that you're doing this. Not just doing this, but you're doing this in the context of your situation. And you find this so valuable for your boys and for my kids too, and every parent out there that has kids in the school district. This is a guy you want to vote for. Now, he's not good at asking for stuff, but I have no shame. So I'm going to go ahead and ask for you. Listen, donate money, donate your time. If you want to hit the ground, you want to share his Facebook page, like it, subscribe to it, whatever you've got to do. Also, like and subscribe to this. Share this episode. If you talk to people and they're like, who's David Ligatich? What's the school board? Share this episode so they can get a little glimpse of who they're voting for. So many people get these pamphlets. They don't know who to vote for, so they either just toss them and throw them away, or they just pick somebody who, I like that person. Oh, I've heard of that person. They have no idea what they believe. They have no idea what they stand for. So I want to just say thank you, David, for coming on here.
Thank you for having me.
It truly is an honor to have you. It really is.
It's an honor to be here.
More than having you here, it is truly an honor to know you as a friend, and our friendship is developing. I can't wait to spend more time with you. You're going to come back. Maybe you do some co-hosting with me, but we're going to get into a lot more stuff. David has a brilliant mind, which is another reason you need to vote for him. Hey, man, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Yeah. Hey, listen, you guys, like and subscribe to this podcast. Share this episode with everybody that you can, especially in the Gresham Barlow School District, so they can understand who this man is and why they should be voting for him. Till next time, I'll see you. Keep your head up. Be genuine, respectful, intentional, and keep training. We can be the men we're supposed to be, the men we're destined to be. God bless you guys. See you next time. Well, hey, everybody, those of you who like tattoos, I got to give a plug for a product I have been using lately. And I'll tell you what, I'm not getting any money from any of these sponsors, but I want to tell you about this product. Again, I get nothing for it. They haven't promised me anything. I picked some of this stuff up off of Amazon. I heard some good reviews about it. It is called Richie Bulldog Certified. It is Hustle Butter Deluxe. If you're getting a tattoo or you've got a brand new tattoo, you've got to pick some of this up. I'll show it to you really quick. It smells good. It smells really good. It is like this buttercream, and you put it on a fresh new tattoo in order to help preserve the ink, to reduce itching and soreness. As you can see, I just got this one here. This is a brand new tattoo in a very, very painful place. This stuff helps tremendously. Not only that, but you can put it on existing tattoos to help bring out the ink and preserve the ink and make it nice looking brand new. Again, Richie Bulldog Certified, Hustle Butter Deluxe. Go grab some of this. I think it was like $20. I'll put the link below. If you're a tattoo guy, you got to check this out. All right. Thank you, Richie. Hey, I want to give 2 kudos. Number 1, I want to give a kudo to you for watching the Grit podcast. I hope you've liked and subscribed it. Please leave a comment, leave a rating. Let us know how we're doing. If you're interested in being a guest, let us know about that too. Kudos number 2 is going to go to the sponsor of this show today, American Family Estate Preservation. We will be there when you need us the most. How many of you know that when you pass away, you're going to leave your stuff behind? I have never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse, and I can tell you this. When you are gone, your stuff is going somewhere. It can either go to the government or it can go to your kids and your grandkids. Which do you prefer? How much do you want the government to get, and how much do you want your kids to get? Are you concerned about probate? Maybe you don't know what probate is. It's not a good thing. Well, here's the deal. American Family Estate Preservation, they will be there when you need them the most. If you need free education regarding estate planning and you need free legal advice regarding your personal situation with your estate, get this. They will answer those questions and give you that legal advice at no cost. Let me say that again. Any information you need regarding your estate or any legal advice that you need regarding your estate, they will provide that to you at no cost. Well, how in the world do we get a hold of these guys? Here's the deal. You go to mylivingtrust.org or afepi.com, AFEPI. I personally have a living trust with them so that my estate will avoid probate and my kids will get everything I want them to have immediately, no probate, privately, and get this, tax-free. That's what I have set up. I would encourage you to give them a call, and they will educate you so that you can make an educated decision on what your family needs. American Family Estate Preservation will be there when you need us the most. afepi.com. Contact them today. We'll see you guys next time right here on the Grit Podcast.